Good morning, geeks and gamers. Welcome to the 199 Daily or something like that. We don't know what the hell we're doing around here, but we're just rolling with it.
I think it's called Geeks and Gamers Daily. I believe it's in the title. That's what we've been rolling with.
That's what we've been rolling with. Geeks and Gamers Daily. And then we have the Geeks and Gamers Daily channel, which maybe I'll just name that to the 199 Daily. Who knows? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that we're here and we have a lot to talk about today. And yes, we did not... I've already seen a super chat about it. We didn't go live for the political stream yesterday. Something came up at the last second, and we will have more.
We were just like, fuck it.
Yeah. So we had my apologies for not announcing that. My apologies on that. But hi, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm tired. We got Friday Night Tights today. It's almost the weekend, and there's been it's been a week's worth of news. By the time we get to the end of these things, it's like, God, I can't believe we did 5 of these daily streams in a week.
And they're so fucking fun, dude. They're so fun. And it's been a wild week. We both saw Guardians last night, so we're gonna talk about that. And
separate from each other, though. We didn't watch it together because we're not gay.
Him. Well, you know, the internet doesn't think so, but who cares about the truth? But yeah, I saw it at Universal. I almost all the time, if I'm going to see a movie, I'm seeing it at Universal.
Universal's kind of a long drive, so
yeah. Universal is, to me, is one of the best theaters I've been to. I love the Universal Studios City Walk Theater. It's fantastic. I've seen so many movies. Sorry, I got the hiccups. So many movies there, and I just love the scale of that theater. And the XD theater is really good. But yeah, we got Evangeline Lilly. We just talked about Evangeline Lilly. I'm pretty sure she watches this show. Okay.
I don't care if some of her recent comments, it's not outlandish to believe so.
I'm pretty sure Evangeline Lilly likes us. I mean, I'm just saying, okay?
Probably not. Like, she's probably like disagrees with a lot of the shit we say, but there's probably a little bit of crossover.
How are gifted memberships granted? They are random, to my understanding. I believe if you're watching, I guess that gives you a higher probability, maybe. I don't know. But from my understanding, they're just random. So so when people drop like 10 or 20 or 50, it's randomized from my understanding. Maybe we could try to get more a little more understanding on that in the future, but that's what I know of it at this point in time. But yeah. Did she like your tweet, Ryan?
I mean, not my tweet, not yet.
Not mine either, unfortunately. Not mine, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. I just tweeted at Matt Walsh. We'll see how that one goes. Hopefully he'll respond again. So, hi, Matt. How are you, buddy? Good to see you this morning. But anyway, okay, here we go. Jester says, you don't have to be watching. I got 2 memberships and streams I wasn't in. Okay.
That's kind of crazy.
It is wild. Huh. Interesting.
So yeah, you probably would have to be in the chat at some point to qualify, like I would imagine, of a certain stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Laura says maybe she liked your tweet from a burner account. One can only hope. All right. But hi, Evangeline Lilly, if you're watching. Big fan. Really thought you did a fantastic job in Lost. Great acting. Great screen presence. Great talent. That's all we'll say about that. But anyway, I'm still thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm still thinking about it. No spoilers. We're just going to talk about our general reaction to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 once we get rolling. But let's get a few of these super chats really quick. We got Josh with a $20 super sticker. Josh316 in the house. Our boy Josh. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being you, Josh. As a fellow SEC football fan, Josh is our peeps around here. So Lord Plagueis for $9.99. What happened to the political stream yesterday? Yes. So it just something popped up and we 100% forgot to announce it. 100% on us.
Yeah,
my bad.
Basically, we just honestly, we were just talking about like strategies and stuff going forward. Like, yeah, that's really all it was. We were just talking business, to be honest with you.
Yes. And so Suresh showed up over here with Culver's. And we wanted to talk business, and that's what really threw us off. And I apologize completely on that. Josh316, my SEC brother, just dropped 20 gifted Geeks and Gamers memberships. 20! And then immediately after, Juggernauts comes in with 10. And that means 30. Because I can add, because I'm from Alabama, roll tide, baby. That's awesome. Seriously, thank you guys so much. Chat
And,
turned green. That's
and
right.
also inflation gifted a sub, Jeremy, or a membership.
Inflation is always here. I regret I take back everything I said. Inflation is massively important with these gifted memberships. Let's see. Harden of Astrora has become a new member. Welcome to the 199. Astora, but member of the 199. Thank you. I'll be a Huckleberry. This bud's for you, Ryan. This bud's for you, Ryan.
Thank you. There's plenty of them to go around. They're basically giving them away at this point. So I just made a video for Sports Wars at Fenway Park yesterday. There was essentially the entire the little counter that sold Bud Light was empty. Like nobody was there. There was people waiting to serve other people, but nobody wanted Bud Light because it's almost like sports fans aren't gonna take kindly to that type of marketing from Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah. Hey, look at here. So Matt Walsh tweets this out. I'm not sure if people fully understand the significance of the Bud Light stuff. We made an iconic American brand toxic virtually overnight because it endorsed gender ideology. This is a pivotal moment, a map to follow going forward. I responded. I agree. It's really frustrating when people that don't realize the cultural significance of certain things being hijacked by the left. Instead of saying beer is ruining families or beer is bad without moderation, many people just understood the left hijacking it was the single most important focus. Damn, Matt. Thanks for finally realizing what the fuck I've been saying. If the right would just get out of their own fucking way and realize how important shit is, we could destroy these fucking companies in a fucking second. They're constantly pandering to the 2% of the fucking population. Imagine what happens if you get at your own head out of your ass and realize that video games and entertainment is important. And stop with your video games are bad if you play them all day. Well, alcohol is bad if you drink it all day, but you still decided to center around that, motherfucker. So that's my whole point. If we mobilize, if enough people realize the importance, then this shit can be destroyed in a fucking minute. And Bud Light is the example of that. Anyway, we got some topics to get into.
We do. Real quick, Harden of Astora for 5. Valuetainment offered Tucker $100 million for 5 years if he joins them. This could be huge. Yeah, it's more than that though. It's like basically control the company.
Yes.
That's like the biggest part of that to me, because $100 million over 5 years, $20 million a year. Tucker could get more than that, I think, but the control and the complete autonomy, I think, would be the big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Patrick Bet-David, and I love Valuetainment. Tucker right now, outside of, I mean, honestly, he may be even more important than Joe Rogan based on what he does. You know what I mean? Like Joe Rogan's a bigger individual name, I believe. He's already proven that on his own platform. But whatever Tucker decides to do, Tucker can shift the pendulum in a massive way, depending on where he goes and how he approaches it. So it will be interesting to see. I do agree. Someone said Valuetainment is too small for Tucker. I do kind of agree with that. I really do. As big as Valuetainment is, Tucker is a big fucking deal. So
the problem is he's too big for anywhere. Like that's the real problem. This was the biggest guy on the biggest platform, right, for years. So he's too big for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all about what he wants to do. Or maybe he just wants to fucking peace, deuces, bye. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's something that we're going to pay attention to, obviously. And it's good stuff, man. It's good
Jeremy,
stuff.
what's your offer to Tucker?
I will offer Tucker 95% of all profits moving forward to Geeks and Gamers. Because I'll be far richer with that 5% that Tucker can bring than I am right now.
You're selling out. Yeah. You're selling out.
Well, somebody said, like, when I responded to the Valuetainment tweet, they're like, what if Valuetainment offered you $10 million for Geeks and Gamers? I was like, I respect Patrick Bet-David enough to at least sit down and hear him out. Ultimately, I don't know what I would do if I was made a offer of that level. I've made I've had made other offers have been made to me that were not even attractive enough to consider. But like, if someone like Patrick Bet-David, because it's not so much the It's like, what if MSNBC offered me $10 million? Well, I already know what the hell's going to happen. It's done. We're done. You know what I mean? If Patrick Bet David offered me $10 million, obviously there would require a lot of like basically the Barstool thing of like, you know, me and the staff staying on, getting handsomely rewarded, all of that. And we could elevate this thing to a whole nother level under Valuetainment, because I would feel very confident that Patrick Bet David would not hinder what we already do. So
you
it's
feel like your
circumstantial,
values align. So
yes,
you'd be comfortable doing business with someone like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's all circumstantial as to something like that.
All right, let's get into Guardians of the Galaxy. Might as well get that out of the way right now.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy, shockingly leading up to this, the box office numbers have been insane for me. I don't get it. I don't understand why the box office projections have been so low. And it also feels like a lot of people are going to see this movie. It's what it feels like, the anecdotal evidence. But the box office projections are the projections. We'll get Thursday numbers soon to understand what it did on this Thursday preview night, where it was projected to only have about $16 million. But Jeremy, you really, really like this movie.
I fucking love this movie. I loved it. This is and I still hope it fails because fuck Marvel. But I really loved it. I'm a huge fan of the Guardians franchise. I liked 2 more than most. I think the first one was one of my favorite Marvel films. It was my favorite Marvel film until Infinity War. And to me, Guardians 3 it's a different Guardians movie. It's emotional as hell. It's heavy. It's dark. It's got a lot of dark themes to it. I don't see this movie doing I really don't think it's going to hit $800 million. As good as I think it is, I don't think it's going to kind of hit with audiences like some of the previous ones. But in a lot of ways, though, it did still feel like a early Marvel film in terms of there's no identity politics in it. There's no bullshit in it. It's really fucking good. It's really good. James Gunn closed out this trilogy better than I thought he could. And I thought that this was the most emotional Marvel film maybe ever. I think so. Yeah, I think this is the most emotional Marvel film ever.
I think this is the best Marvel or MCU movie we've seen since Infinity War Endgame, right? Obviously, I think there's a big problems with Endgame, but I think it's the best one. I think I liked No Way Home more than this movie. Just personally, from a personal level. But this movie, I think it's well made. I think there's some issues with it, like Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock didn't need to be in this movie. They destroyed this person as a character.
100%.
He was awful in it. Yep. It didn't feel like a Guardians movie. You're right. And I don't know how helpful that's going to be to it. You know, I like the first couple, I feel like anybody can go see and have a good time and laugh. This one is heavy. You're right. It's heavy. It's emotional. There's not as many jokes, which to me, I like movies like that a little bit more, but it just felt different. It was too long. It felt really bloated, but it also did feel like they were trying to give each character the send-off moment that they deserve, right? So that's part of the reason it felt bloated. Overall, I have no idea what it's going to do in the box office based on these projections, but yet it seems like all these theaters are sold out. So I don't know. I think it was a solid movie. That's, it might be one of the last ones we get from Marvel for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, to me, all it does is it highlights how bad Marvel really has become. And yeah, I agree with you 100% on the Adam Warlock bit. I don't even like Will. I don't have anything against Will Poulter, I guess, as much as I just don't like his casting in this role. He doesn't have what I believe would be the screen presence for what Adam Warlock would need. And honestly, he had no business being in this movie as a character. None.
I don't blame Will Poulter at all. I think
not at all.
I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea if Will Poulter could pull it off or not, because what he was asked to do in this movie was pathetic. He was like a really dumb, fucking spoiled brat with mommy issues that was just used as a meme. And to take a character like Adam Warlock, especially when you've been teasing it, before in the MCU, you've been teasing Adam Warlock twice now in both Guardians movies. You leave him out of the Infinity Saga, which is retarded. And then you bring him into this where he's not necessary and not needed and is only used as basically you've cucked him. He was by far the worst part of the movie for me.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like was him, and it's just it doesn't hurt the movie as to me as much as it's just like it wasn't needed. He wasn't needed in the film at all. It's literally the only thing that I disliked about it, and it was just something that didn't need to even be in the movie. His presence alone, like if you just take out the fact that they just probably just ruined his character, he still didn't hurt the movie from everything else that was going on, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't hurt his presence in the movie didn't affect the movie. It's just that they didn't do a good job with him. But yeah, I love this movie. And it's definitely better than the second one. Probably not quite as good as the first one, but yeah, man. Do I think this movie's going to do well though? No. I still don't think this movie's going to do well. I don't want it to do well, to be honest with you, because there's a bigger picture involved, and that's Marvel. Marvel has hurt themselves so bad that I think that this movie is going to suffer from it, and then we're just going to walk right into the Marvels, which is going to be a complete and total shit show. So,
yeah, I love Flash about him. I don't know if they referred to Adam Warlock as him. They kept saying the Warlock instead of him. So for those of you who don't know, when Adam Warlock like initially was debuted in the comics, he was just referred to as him. That's all they called him. I don't think they said that in the movie. Not that I can recall. They called him the Warlock. But that was the worst part of the movie. Overall, I didn't hate it. I did the emotional beats just didn't hit for me. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this movie and I'm like, yeah, that's really well made. Yeah, they set up this part. They talked about this. They did all the groundwork to try to set up these payoffs and the way they explain things later in the movie that I really appreciated. But the emotional moments just didn't hit me. And I don't know if it's because I'm that done with Marvel, but they tried to make it very, very emotional, and it just didn't. I'm sitting there in the theater. I'm like, God, I'm kind of ready for it to be over.
The thing about it is this didn't even feel like it's connected to MCU.
No,
like most Guardians, most Guardians films don't feel connected to the MCU, and that's the best part of them. They don't feel connected at all, and so you can tell this cast just to have good chemistry. They always have had good chemistry. It works, and yeah. So overall, I liked it. Would I recommend going to see it? I would recommend you do what you want with your money, but ultimately, I still say Marvel can go to hell. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I also like just things I think about after. It's like I felt like they barely addressed the ramifications of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is that Peter's descended from a Celestial. Like, I don't know. I feel like they could have gotten more into that and into like what that means for him. Kind of what they set up at the end of Guardians 2, but never really that never really happened. So I don't know.
And about some people are asked about Nebula. So I don't think Nebula. I do think she still looked a little different in this movie versus other movies. She didn't have the curves in this movie. It kind of was more reminiscent of that poster in this movie than what she's looked like in the past, because we know Karen Gillan is hot.
To be honest, they put everybody in like these same suits, not the space suits, but I'm talking about like Drax has been shirtless in all the Guardians and stuff. He was the entire time he was covered. That might be because Dave Bautista had a little trouble like dropping the weight and getting back in shape this time. I don't know, but yeah, they did have everyone kind of in those like their uniforms per se.
Zoe Saldana though, still hot, smoking hot. So
yeah, but I kind of like the more I think about it, the more I kind of don't like the movie, because it's like, okay, I understand Gamora died. I understand all this happened. This is a different Gamora, but it's like, fuck, it's like I'm seeing her go through the same thing we saw her go through
in the first.
To fall in love with Quill, and there's no like, we're not going to spoil anything about any type of resolution or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I've already fucking seen this. I don't know.
Yeah. I actually liked it. I liked how they played that whole thing up. Yeah, without going into details, you can't really go into it, but I liked how they played that for the most part, because it wasn't exactly what you expected. So, but there you go. That's our overall thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think that we the one thing we agree on is that Adam Warlock is a complete and total waste and useless in the film in every way possible. That's the one thing we agree on.
And I'm not even really changing my mind. My whole thing's like, I think it's a competent movie. Like, I think it's done well. I just didn't really like it very much, if that makes sense. It's better than Thor: Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It's better than all the MCU shit that's been put out in the last year or two. But it just didn't hit for me. And I don't know why.
Because you're angry white male.
I guess there's a lot of white dudes in this one.
You're toxic, Ryan. You're toxic. You just hate everything. You just hate everything, Ryan.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Hey, I wasn't a big fan of this. Chris Pratt's. It's tough to not like it when Chris Pratt's on a screen anywhere. But I don't know. Mike Hill for $10. Yellowstone's coming to an end after the upcoming episodes. A sequel series has been ordered.
Yeah, so Kevin Costner's officially leaving. There's all these rumors surrounding all this drama on set, and season 5, I believe, is season 5 will end it. Is that what it is? I'm not caught up on Yellowstone.
That's the report
so,
out there. I haven't heard an actual announcement.
I have not caught up on Yellowstone, but I very much love Yellowstone through the first 3 seasons I've seen. So I will be catching up on it because I love that show. Sad that it's ending, but I'm shocked that they kept the show around for this long with a star of the caliber of Kevin Costner. You know what I mean? So
he's going through a divorce or something too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And there's like a rumor about someone being pregnant on set and shit like that. So.
It's wild, man.
Bro, if I was Kevin Costner, I'd be fucking all the time. Who cares? I am Warwolf for 2. Why is Bounty defending Walsh's boomer takes? Shockingly, some people have different opinions on all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, people have. I look, man. Bounding's done a lot of good stuff. I appreciate them. I do not agree with a lot of their takes on that, but I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people think agreeing is okay, disagreeing is okay. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion. There's going to be a lot of different opinions on Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I saw Drinker. Drinker didn't like it that much. Smaller probably didn't like it.
Yeah, Drinker seemed like he really didn't like it. I didn't enjoy myself in the theater, I guess. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough for me to know if that's because of Marvel's just been shit or if it's because of this movie specifically. But
yeah.
Kai L, sorry, becomes a channel member, then gives 5 memberships. Thank you, Kyle.
5. That means we are up to 40 new members on the stream, 22 minutes in, breaking records. What is it? Friday the 5th. On May the 5th, 2023, this will be the most viewed Geeks and Gamers daily stream on this day, on this date. At this time, talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. We are breaking records every single day.
That's right.
Every single day.
Mr. Parker with the gift membership. Thank you. Aurora Uplinks for 5. Emailed you awful ideas. 2 emails. Hope you do it. Kind of funny. Seemed your style. Also sent fake trailer I made implying Rey was pregnant by Kylo. Thank you, Aurora Uplinks. A lot of people.
Yeah, I got it was a long it was a long email Aurora Uplinks sent me. I did get the email. I haven't read the whole thing over, but I did get it. And you said you were gonna send a super chat about it, so I do recall that. Yes, that's right. Imperfect. Most viewed Geeks Gamer stream on May 5th ever.
Well, maybe we don't know.
I have to go back and look and make sure.
Yeah. Zenny Biscuit for 2. Happy Kentucky Oaks Day. Thank you, Zenny Biscuit. Callum for 2. Is there another commie socialist message? I don't really think so. There's actually a thing about like someone trying to create the perfect society and like failing over and over and over again. So yeah.
I mean, there's really I've seen people say it's like a pro PETA commercial. I didn't get that at all. Like.
There was a lot of fucking animal cruelty.
But it worked for the story. Like it was a direct tie to the story. So when a message is, how I view messaging is the messaging actively derailing from the story that needs to be told. If there's a message, if there's something going on and it complements the story, I don't feel that is social justice messaging. You know, there's 2 ways to look at that.
Yeah, I didn't see it like that. I think this film is devoid of most messaging. I think if you want to sit there and be like, oh, look at the way that they made Adam Warlock so stupid and his mom is disappointed in him and all this shit. You can find and you can like take some things, but overall, I don't think it was a big impact on this movie.
Yeah.
Cole Hauser for 22 Canadian. Jeremy, that rant needs to be clipped and shared around the world. Thanks. You brought a tear to my eye. Shout out to Ryan, the Jesse Jackson of the 21st century. Thanks for all you do. Yo, Joe.
Thank you, Cole Hauser.
Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
All right. Alex McCarthy for 2. I offer $1.99 for Geeks and Gamers.
Ryan
that was the $2 super chat.
Ryan puts the D in diversity.
That's right.
So
I'll put it in just about anything, so it makes sense. Doll Life Dan for 2. Will Evangeline Lilly steal Ryan's heart from Brie?
Bro, if he picks Brie over Evangeline Lilly, this motherfucker's he's stupid. Retarded. That's right. We're not on Twitter, or at least Jack's Twitter. You are retarded. Retarded if you pick Brie over Evangeline Lilly. Something's wrong with you.
Evangeline is getting a little old.
Bro, you need to stop right now, Ryan.
I'm just telling you.
You have to stop this nonsense.
She's 43, all right? She's 43. God. Can I take an option to like make a trade at 50? Is that an option?
I will take 80-year-old Evangeline Lilly over a 40-year-old Brie.
We might as well talk about Evangeline Lilly really quick right now. Let me pull this up, actually. So last year, Evangeline Lilly made headlines when she gave a take that isn't very common in Hollywood, especially at the time. She spoke out against mandates. She spoke out against all this forced jabs and all of these things that were going on in the world. It was all the way back in February of 2022. Talked about the Canadian truckers, things like that. And she immediately became a target for cancellation because if you step 1 foot outside the woke Hollywood echo chamber, they want to cancel you. And of course, that led to some big stuff surrounding, Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. Is it going to affect that? Is she going to have her role going forward in the MCU? All this bullshit. Well, here we are after the flop that was Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. And Evangeline Lilly is dropping some more based takes. This is actually from the Geeks and Gamers account, but this is from Evangeline Lilly's Instagram. Why are we only applauding masculinity in women and villainizing it in men? And why are we only applauding femininity in men and debasing it in women? Why can't we just allow for all of it? Why do we feel they need to vilify a man wearing shit kicker boots, driving a pickup truck, who's not afraid to punch someone in the face? But if they were a woman, they would be the epitome of cool. Why is a man who loves makeup, cries easily, and stays at home to tend to domestic responsibilities valiant, but a woman who does the same is pathetic?
Man.
Asking very basic questions about what's going on in society right now.
Woo! Evangeline Lilly not only smoking hot, but also dropping red fucking pills. That is awesome. Holy shit. And that's what we have to get to a point where just more people are just standing up for this shit, dude. Again, I genuinely like without the rant of what Matt Walsh was saying. I won't rant on that, but like his point is 100% valid, dude. We are dealing with the smallest minority of people that pander to this bullshit. Why are we allowing it? Why are we the people allowing this shit? We have to stand up to this bullshit, and it won't take long to absolutely destroy it. It's just like, what is a fucking bug's life? All right. There's more of us than there are of them. You know what I mean? And it's just not complicated. But yet here we are with all this shit all over the fucking place. And shout out to Evangeline Lilly. We need more people like her.
Yeah, I think that, our friend Matthew Marsden often tweets out when celebrities have just real dog shit takes. Not all actors are like this, I promise. And I think that's true. I think there's a lot more people that we don't hear a lot from. They don't say anything that really do. They're not on board with the agenda. They're not on board with all the nonsense that's being pushed through Hollywood right now. They're just trying to do what they love and, make a living and all that stuff and not be canceled. But I think they would probably find if they did speak up, there would be an army of people at their backs that would support them, just like we've seen so many times from the people who have decided to do that.
Yeah. She's probably, what type of backlash is she going to face? She got some for her takes a few years ago, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. So what will happen here? I don't know, but at the end of the day, there's far more people that agree with her than disagree with her, and that is a fact.
Yeah. All right, let's close that out. Doll light. Oh, I said that one.
I will say that is a terrible picture she used. She looks like an old lady.
That's what she looks like now, Jeremy, which is why I put the caveat in there.
No,
all right?
no. I'll just hang
You
up.
can't pull up a picture from 10 years ago. Right?
I will just hang a picture of her up from Lost, even if, and that's all. I'll just hang that over the bed. All right, and that's what I'll just think about. Okay, I'll be like, hey, she used to be hot.
Yeah, like it again. She's not trying, right? She's going like no makeup and like weird hair and shit. So that's why I put that caveat in there. I want to be able to trade in for the Brie model. All right. Blue Volt guy for 2. Used to hate Ryan. These streams made me love him. I kind of would rather you hate me. But thank you. I'll be your Huckleberry for 2. Here's $2 for Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Thanks.
He was in the chat. Chris Gore was in
he?
the chat earlier. Yeah.
Nice.
What up, Chris?
Batmo Beal for 2. Would you say this trilogy is better than Caps? I'm not a big it's not that I fucking despise Civil War, but I'm not as high as in a lot. That's a really tough.
It's
really tough to judge because Captain America Civil War is an Avengers movie. It's tough to judge that as like a Cap trilogy, in my opinion.
I like the first Avenger more than most. I really love that movie. I actually like Winter Soldier less than most. Not to say I don't love the movie. I think it's really good, but a lot of people put that like Dark Knight tier, and I don't put that Dark Knight tier at all. The final act of that film doesn't stick the landing for me like it does for a lot of people. And then of course Civil War is really good. I am going to say just because Civil War is so heavily reliant upon being a de facto Avengers movie, I'm going to say Guardians is the better trilogy because Guardians sticks to Guardian stuff for the most part.
Yeah. King Red for 2. Seems like they're ruining all the powerhouses. You know, I don't know if we should. I don't want to talk about the very last post-credit scene, the end credit scene, because I do think that's kind of a spoiler if you're going into the movie, but no, actually I'm going to. It's not really that big of a deal. If you've heard Chris Pratt out there talking, it's a minor spoiler for the movie. If you've heard Chris Pratt out there talking, he said that he, would consider reprising Star-Lord again. At the end, it's Star-Lord will return.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
bro, no bullshit. Okay. As soon as that happened in the theater, these guys stood up and they go, they said, Star-Lord will return. If I get a 10-episode Disney Plus series of Star-Lord doing what that scene said, he says, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
That's funny. That's actually really
so
funny.
Loud. He was so loud. I was like, that is how people feel about this. Stop giving us these Disney Plus bullshit. We don't care. We don't care. It was so funny.
But the thing is, what it reminded me of was Thor: Love and Thunder, because the end of that says Thor will return. And Chris Hemsworth talked about this. He's like, yeah, when I saw that happen, I kind of looked at Taika Waititi or whatever and was like, really? Like, because he's not agreed to anything. Like as far as he's concerned, he's basically done. Yeah. So I don't know what that means. They've now told us that, a beloved character in Thor before I think Taika Waititi butt fucked him, and a beloved character in Star-Lord will return to the MCU at some point. So I thought that was interesting. That those were like we've heard those definitively from Marvel without any agreement between the parties.
I have a question. And I just thought about this. Okay. So Guardians, Ant-Man, and Thor: Love and Thunder all kind of dealt with like cosmic bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ant-Man, Quantumania, or Thor: Love and Thunder.
Technically, so Ant-Man takes place in the quantum realm, which is fucking really, really, really small, but it feels cosmic. Yeah.
So they both feel like the Guardians template, though. They have the whimsical, stupid.
I don't know
comedy,
about whimsical,
all that. So,
but fucking all alien shit.
Okay.
Like,
so
yeah.
And I, because you said like you're so done with Marvel, and you've seen you saw Thor: Love and Thunder. I didn't. You saw Ant-Man, Quantumania. I didn't. So I'm wondering if that had an impact on you by you going, I am so tired of this fucking bullshit. Like, because they've essentially where Guardians used to be the outlier, like they try to turn all of Marvel into like Guardians shtick, kind of where, hey, let's make space comedy and let's make dumb jokes. And it's like, it works for Guardians. It's not going to work for everything else. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the thing was, this wasn't even a Guardians movie. Like, this wasn't nearly as jokey.
That's
as
true.
the first two.
There were still enough jokes, but the overall tone of the movie was far more toned down and dark. But the overall tone was there. But I felt like the jokes were still there.
To put it in perspective, one of the things I despised about the end of Guardians 2 is every single fucking emotional moment got undercut by a joke. I thought, even in the end where you killed my mom and you broke my Walkman. I fucking hated that. Like,
yeah.
And this one, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that in this one.
But it made it feel not like a Guardians movie.
Yeah.
I also don't know if kids are going to want anything to do with this movie at all.
That's why I think that the 800 million is still a tall hill to climb, because this is a dark movie. This is the darkest, most emotional Marvel film, in my opinion. So, yes, we'll see.
I think a lot of people are going to love it, though. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing. I think a lot of people are going to love it. But, Callum, so Adam Warlock is Tom King, kind of. Does Tom King have mommy issues? Probably. Eric Stratton for 777. 30 to 70, a good bad ratio for me. It was like having sex when you get close, your mom comes in the room, tells a stupid joke, and you lose your chub. That's good. I am not a banana for 5. It's really hard for me to get interested in Marvel. I'm looking forward to Dune 2 and hopefully an NCU.
Bro, listen, I'm sorry. I've gotten distracted on memes from the Legion of Memers. This guy at the meetup smoking the cigarette has become a fucking meme legend.
Yeah.
Do we know who he is yet? Do we know his name?
I've seen him fucking 8 times.
He
comes
said
to
hey,
every meetup.
He said hey to me at the meetup, but look.
He comes to every meetup.
Look, this is he's in every fucking meme now. But this one's funny. There's you with Chrissy.
Yeah. That's not Photoshop, by the way. It's just,
there's Gary, but there he is right there.
Yeah. I think Gary looks like he got caught, or I got caught or something.
He does. Gary.
Yeah.
Oh God. And then there he is right there. It's just me every fucking where, man. It's so good.
Someone needs to put him in the
legend.
Someone needs to put him in the Last Supper.
Legion of Memers are just and this is all because of Chrissy Mayer. This is all because of Chrissy. I can't find the original. Where's the original at? Yeah, because this is when Chrissy was bent over with Jay.
Jay was signing something on her back.
Yeah.
She had her mouth open. Yeah.
And that's just, man, that's what happens at these meetups. You never know what's going to happen. I guess I can't find the original. But yeah, shout out to you. Legion of Memers, the best. The best.
Pew, you're dead for 50s something money. European. Just finished Jedi Survivor, and the story is good. Swedish money. The gameplay is more of Fallen Order, but much better, and boss fights are really good. Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Fyodor Denkstoyevsky. Guardians of the Galaxy, the last thing I'm watching from MCU ever. Though I give it a 7, it's a relative whimper, unfortunately. Not excited for Superman at all. Me neither.
So here's the weird thing is I love this Guardians movie, and I love the Guardians franchise. I even liked Brightburn, which was, I think that was written or produced by James Gunn, which was the evil Superman take. I'm still not excited. I'm not against his Superman at this point. I'm just saying I'm not overly excited for Superman either, because he's already hurt the focus of it by not bringing Henry Cavill back. You know what I mean? Like you're starting on the wrong foot. It doesn't mean it will be bad, but it's like, I just can't tell you that I am excited right now for it, even with loving this movie.
Right. Now, we do have some Thursday numbers. The Thursday numbers for Guardians just came through. I've been fucking refreshing this. 17.5 million preview.
That's pretty good.
17.5 million. Now, I believe this is going to count Wednesday because there was like 100 theaters that did big IMAX debuts on Wednesday and then Thursdays. So I don't know exactly what the breakdown for that will be. They don't even fucking have it there yet. So there you go. 17.5 million.
That's a pretty good number.
Well,
it's not going to, again, I'm not saying it's still in trouble, but I'm saying it's a decent number.
So let's compare. Let's compare that and Quantumanium, because I think Quantumania is similar numbers.
That'll be the true test. Now,
Thursday previews can be a little like finicky,
deceptive.
Right?
They can be deceptive.
But obviously these are comparisons of things that release very close to one another. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I know that number's close. Actually, it's exactly the fucking same. Okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was also at 17.5 million.
There you go.
That's the Thursday preview number. It's the same as Ant-Man.
That's not good then. That's not as good as I thought.
Look at Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder previews were $29 million. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Like
these drops are massive, bro.
I
don't think the drop for this movie is going to be as bad as Ant-Man.
Well, Ant-Man was the worst in MCU history,
yes,
so it's doubtful. Yeah. But I think it'll probably be more like 60%. Well, you know what I mean?
So right now, what this tells us, and I don't see this movie, I don't see word of mouth pushing this movie to any exceptional places. I just don't. So I think that you're looking at potentially like a $600 to $700 million box office now. And that's it. That's the ceiling. That's the ceiling.
Yeah. Like if the numbers track, because this is right along. It's slightly above the projection. I think yesterday we talked about the Thursday projections were on pace for 16 million and it got 17.5 million. So the projections aren't far off, just a slight overperformance, but not like crazy. So I don't know.
This is all like, again, this is what represents what Marvel has done to their brand. This ultimately, like, there's no reason Guardians should be performing like this based on the previous two films, based on the cast you have. There's no reason this should be performing the way it is, and yet here we are. This is more about Marvel than anything else. What is Guardians on Rotten Tomatoes?
Like yesterday it was like a 98% audience score.
96 now. Yeah, so people are definitely liking it, but Marvel has hurt their brand significantly. So that's the bigger story to take away from this. And that's what we've been saying the whole time, where, with the backing up of the box office numbers from, the previous expectations to where they are now, that is a direct indictment of Marvel and what they've done. They have ruined their brand. They have ruined their audience. They have ruined these characters. And even when you have a movie that a lot of people are praising, I just don't think people are trusting them enough to go out and watch it.
Yeah. The Friday number will be really, I think that'll be the big one. Like, because you can have Thursdays can be weird. I don't feel like this one should be a weird one. This should have been a one that a lot of people went to. But for instance, like Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Thor's Thursday numbers were really close. But Black Panther had a $180 million opening weekend. Thor had a $145 million opening weekend. So I don't know, man.
Well, hey, look, somebody said this. Is this true? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 did 17 million in Thursday previews. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. But that's a different era, though. And also, if this did the same domestically as Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that would probably be a nightmare for them, considering they spent $250 million on this.
In China, they did 200 million on Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right? Was it 200 million in China?
100 million in China.
100 million in China.
But the thing is, 6 years ago, Thursday previews were much different. Like nowadays, Thursday previews start at like noon or like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, where like they have increasingly added a lot more to these Thursday preview nights. You can go back for a lot of other shit. You won't see the same numbers Thursday wise from 6 or 7 years ago compared to now.
And if you add for inflation, gotta add that. But ultimately, this is exactly what did I say? I like the movie a lot. I love the movie. I hope it does bad. That's just how I feel. Fuck Marvel, dude. You know what I mean? And I think that it will ultimately not, it's not going to make gangbusters, and it could not, it could barely break even and barely make a little bit of profit at this point.
Yeah. And when you look at, so even go back to Black Panther, that was released in 2018. That movie did $25 million in Thursday previews, and that's one of the highest grossing domestic things we've ever seen in fucking history, right? So, and it did less than Thor: Love and Thunder did on a Thursday, because the Thursday preview nights have been really expanded in recent years. That to me is like the biggest reason. So it's really tough to make those comparisons that far apart. Warren Perkins for 2. Did y'all see how base the Mario creator is?
Miyamoto, yes, absolutely.
I think he's just a normal Japanese person.
I think he's just a normal person. I don't think he's based as much as, yeah, he's just a normal thinking person.
Liquor Snurf for $20. Well, 1990. Here's my inflated money. I invested well. Everyone's saying Guardians is mad, not surprised. Disney really knows how to ruin good storytelling. Not excited for DC's future after reviews on this.
Yeah, I mean, that's still up in the air. The James Gunn DC project is way up in the air for me.
Matt Guillemette for 220. I don't got friends. I got family. That's actually what Groot said at the end. Special Ray for 5. Teenage Mutant. Teenage Mutant N-word Turtles.
Oh
now it doesn't say that. It's just N-I, blank blank A.
Yeah.
So I assume it's ninja. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They can say the hard R now. Turtle power. Thank you. Abaru for 5. Just got gifted. Giving a little back. Thank you, Abaru.
Thank you.
WYFT for 550. Animal cruelty. When do we start talking about rings of power? Yeah, at least nobody died. These are all CGI animals, probably. Matt Guillemette for 2. What's better, Fast and Furious 7 through 9 or Star Wars 7 through 9?
I mean,
Jeremy hasn't even watched 7 through 9, and he'll say Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Well, I've only seen, I stopped at 7 with Fast and Furious. Not any, I still think these movies are probably dumb fun, but, and I will eventually catch up. But yeah, after Paul Walker died, I watched that one. And I haven't really watched them since. So, but yeah, they're still, I'll take them over Star Wars 7 through 9 easily.
I saw there was like this tweet going around the other day, because in some comic book, the turtles got to like see themselves as projections if they were human, and they were all black. And like some dude was like bawling on Twitter. It's like, yeah.
Good God.
That the Ninja Turtles are black if they were human. See if I can find it.
That's the stupid. What?
I know.
I gotta see this. What the fuck? Holy shit. What the hell's wrong with these people, man?
There.
Let's see.
Yeah,
you got it?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It's official and canon that every member of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in their human forms are all black teens. That's why they have such swagger. Holy fuck, I'm going to go cry, because at first they only showed Mikey and Donnie, but now Raph and Leo are too. Raphael. There's Raphael.
Member.
I almost said Ralph instead of Raph. Everybody's staring.
Damn it.
That's because these holograms make us look hella dope, man.
Oh, no.
Shouldn't I be taller? Can you two just relax and enjoy the moment, please?
Jesus Christ, man.
Bro, it's got 70,000 likes.
70,000 fucking likes. Jeez.
Because the... Yo, they even got the turtles, boys.
God damn it, dude. Oh man,
he got like a band-aid on too. He's got like the Nelly going on.
God.
All right. Schrodinger's chat for 2.
I'm gonna cry. I feel represented for the first time in my life. God.
They cry now. They cry now. Schrodinger's
now.
chat for 2. PETA, people eating tasty animals. Yes. My cock spins for 5. Ryan loves rubbing Breeze concrete slappers. Sparta Chris for $20 just joining in. Hey, y'all. So I don't know if you guys talked about this, but what do you think about Boom Studios comic where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are doing holographic blackface and people celebrating it? Hail Geeks and Gamers, hail the 199. I didn't even fucking see that, Sparta Chris. You got our response. Look at that.
Yeah, the response.
That's funny.
Oh man, before you keep going, we got to give a shout out to Meta PCs. If you guys are interested in a PC, and our mods will be dropping a link to the landing page over there, please go over to Meta PCs. And not only can you use the promo code GEEKS, but now, as of a few days ago, you can also use the promo code 199. That's right. So let's see those 199s in the chat. And really appreciate you guys supporting us over on Meta PCs. Thank you to Meta PCs for hooking us up and helping us out here at Geeks Gamers HQ. So just want to give that note really quick.
Yeah, Steph really loves the Ninja Turtles, so I don't know how she feels about them now. She's there in the chat.
Yeah,
so.
I read them more when they were turtles.
That's more racist than anything I've ever said. Celluloid Dream for 199. Evangeline was a bad dude. Thank you. Ellie Reen with 10 Geeks and Gamers gift memberships. Thank you, Ellie. 10 gift memberships, turning more people in the chat green. The Grizzly becomes a channel member. Welcome to the 199. Callum for 2. The Star-Lord villain is Elliot Page. There's a resemblance. Wolfsbane for 5. If this was Scott Pilgrim, Brie Larson, I'd pick her over Evangeline Lilly. After that, hell no. Ava all the way, but I'd pick Karen Gillan over them. Hey, Brie's still looking good. The Grizzly for 5. Star-Lord will return as a strong lesbian of color. Yeah, true. Fyodor Dankstoyevsky for 5. I don't want to spoil anything, but you guys get the feeling Disney execs inserted creative control on this flick? There's a couple spots for me. No, not really. I don't think so. It feels like that's what James Gunn wanted to do.
I've seen a couple people in the chat saying, like, asking what happened with Mr. Beast and Chris. I'm seeing if there's any update.
He became trans.
Well, no. So basically, he has not been part of the Japanese tour with Mr. Beast. I know that much. Chris came out with a video basically saying he's going to take a break and he's just going to come and go as he pleases now and yada, yada, yada. To me, it sounds like Mr. Beast is getting so much backlash that they're getting rid of him. That's what it sounds like, but they're doing it in a nice way. That's what it sounds like. But that's me guessing. You know what I mean? But I know the story's been kind of pretty wild about if he
I didn't
left,
think the Japanese would take kindly to him.
So because like I said, the last time I looked on Mr. Beast Reacts channel, like Chris had a video and it was nearly ratioed. That was like 4 days ago. So
a Contemporary Compendium for $5, who's also a supporter over on Rumble, says, hail the 199. Please forgive the self-promo, but go view my Twisted Metal trailer, either here or on YouTube. The official one was as bad as Ryan's messed up food orders. Snake Pit Rise.
Snake Pit Rise up. Dude, the fucking Twisted Metal trailer is bad.
Contemporary Compendium. That's all one word, at least over on Rumble. So go check that out.
Yeah, that Twisted Metal trailer looks horrendous. So
Jack Hudson for 2 with a little corgi. Thank you. Celluloid Dream for 5. Last Marvel movie I watched was X-Men First Class. I don't even know where to begin catching up. I wouldn't even
try.
Yeah. Jack Hudson with a gift membership. Thank you, Jack.
I will say, though, I did, and I think I said this a couple days ago, or maybe yesterday. I recently watched Infinity War and Endgame, and man, especially Infinity War. Holy shit, it holds up so fucking good. It really does. But sadly, here we are.
We got to talk about an actor, Jeremy. An actress, I suppose. Amber Heard has left Hollywood. This is not a Josiah Rises way of saying that someone died. This is just the reality. This is the news that's out today. Amber Heard, after trying to spread malicious lies about Johnny Depp to destroy his career and really getting away with it for quite some time. Johnny Depp got his career destroyed by Amber Heard's lies. all of that came around. It's like Johnny Depp did an Uno reverse on her, and all of the lies she's told has now destroyed her own career. Take a look at this. Amber Heard quits Hollywood and moves to Madrid, according to reports. Amber Heard has quit Hollywood and moved to Madrid. Quote, I can reveal that Amber Heard has quit Hollywood and quietly relocated to Spain with her young daughter, a surrogate daughter, by the way. She didn't actually give birth. According to a journalist and friend of Heard, she's bilingual in Spanish and is happy there, raising her daughter away from all the noise. I don't know if it's so much that she left Hollywood, but nobody wants to work with her anymore. She can't get jobs anymore. Even when she shows up in a movie that was filmed a long time ago, in Aquaman 2, she gets roasted for it. People saying they're going to boycott this movie just because of Amber Heard's involvement. She has done this to herself. She is now the toxic one, the one that no one wants to touch because of her lies. You can't help but realize the irony.
I think this is fantastic, and this is a good story arc right here. This is a great villain arc for her, and it couldn't have happened to a worse person. Amber Heard. I didn't even cover the Amber Heard stuff that much, but holy shit, man, the hatred for Amber Heard is beyond anything I think I've ever seen from a Hollywood actor or actress. Would you agree with that, Ryan? The hatred for her is next level. Like, she is fucking hated. Big time.
Yeah, I like, she is despised.
She
like,
is
when all that Johnny Depp
across
stuff came out, and for good reason. Like, the things that she did, the lead up to it, she's just, when you look at her in interviews, she comes off as incredibly inauthentic. She comes off as very fake. And obviously, when you realize all the manipulative shit she did to try to destroy Johnny Depp, yeah, she's hated. And for people in Hollywood, if you've seen someone do that, why would you want to work with that person? What if that person decides to turn on you? What if that person tries to destroy you with those lies? So for a multitude of reasons, one, because the audience doesn't like her, and two, because anybody that she could have potentially worked with now has to worry about those false allegations. Now no one wants anything to do with Amber Heard, and she's only getting older, which isn't great for her.
Not great for her. So I guess Hollywood doesn't respect women as much as they claim they did, and I guess that they don't actually buy into the believe all women bullshit like they claim they do. Which, again, as I said, those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. Fuck Hollywood, but also fuck Amber Heard. You get what you deserve. This is beautiful karma coming full circle. And guess what? Johnny Depp is still a fucking rock star. He's still a mega star, and he's still going to be massively relevant for the foreseeable future while you continue to get old, ugly, and irrelevant. So there you go.
She can still get it, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I saw Camelot in the chat saying the same thing. And
yeah,
I mean, of course
she
can. Of course she can.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a little bit longer while she can still get it.
I like her pictures look better than Evangeline's right now. That's all I'm saying. Although Evangeline probably wouldn't shit in my bed.
That's a big positive. That's a big positive.
Chef Nick Nero for $1.99. It's fuck Disney Marvel. Disney destroys. Thank you, Chef. Callum for $5 on Wakanda, Birth of a Nation. I think they're trying to imply something by drying Cuckoo Namor's back. Is Ryan Coogler hiding something? Yeah, it was weird. Basically, the Mexican immigrants coming in there, wasn't it? Might be something there, Callum. The Real Steven TV for $2. Hail the 199. Tomorrow's my 40th birthday. Happy birthday. Or happy early birthday. That's awesome. Hope it's a good one. Taker for $2. Let me guess, Rocksteady and Bebop are white. It would be funny. It'd really be funny to see them. They're like both white with MAGA hats or something. That's what I got to see next. Shredder's Trump.
Yes. That'd be great, actually. I probably could see
They've got like fucking tiki torches and shit. Yeah. Like, if you're going to do it, just go all out.
And they're all subscribed to RK Outpost.
Yeah. Bruce, Flash for $5. Jays, ending the campaign Sunday night. Can we push to 100K? I know it's over 93. I imagine it'll get there. So.
Well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I will pull that campaign up and show it before we get out of here.
Cole Hauser for $2. Ryan, Bree or Amber? What if you can have both for $199? Well, take both, but Bree. I would pick Bree. Lord Bass, member, becomes a channel member. Welcome to the 199. Midwest Finest for $199. 2 + 2 is 4. But with inflation, it's now 5, you bigots. Thank you.
There is Achromatic Chronicles Blue closing in on 94,000. That's what's up. I think we're going to be able to get Jay to 100K. Please go out and support this if you have the opportunity. And of course, we're going to be talking about it all the way leading up to the end of the campaign. But I'm going to try to convince him to keep this up until we can hit 100K. So shout out to Drunk 3PO. Great job to him. So proud of him, man. So if you have backed it, or if you don't have the money to back it, please just consider sharing it out on Facebook, Twitter, social media, wherever you have social media. Just share it out and put the word out there. Good stuff to Jay, man. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Jeremy. Star Wars Visions had an extremely diverse cast of 100% female leads. The Force is indeed female. If that's true, that's funny.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, because of maybe that's with me, like with Star Wars, like I can relate to Ryan on the Marvel front, considering he's seen a lot of the recent Marvel stuff and I haven't. But with the Star Wars stuff, like, a lot of people liked Andor. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
watched a lot of the people that watched it seemed to like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not a lot of people watched it.
Yeah, but I heard from people that typically don't like Disney Star Wars that enjoyed it too. But I watched like the first 3 episodes, I think, and it's not that I hated it. I actually thought that
you were like, I think this is really good, and then you never watched anymore.
Well, I genuinely was interested, but it's like Disney Star Wars is what made me not really want to actually go back to it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just the Disney Star Wars is completely tainted for me. Completely.
Yeah, I think that Andor's the problem is when Andor's your best series, you have a fucking problem.
That is true, because Andor should never be the best series. It should be a complementary series where you have these other overarching trilogies and stories with the main characters that are driving the fandom and keeping the fandom happy and keeping the conversation. And then Andor is like that like extra piece that just tops it all off.
Yeah.
It expands the galaxy from a different perspective with different lower level characters.
And we've still got, I wonder how Return of the Jedi is going to do this week, or this week and this weekend in theaters. It's sitting there like yesterday, Wednesday box office, it was 3rd.
That's crazy,
behind
man.
Evil Dead Rise. And it's not like it's just out for a little bit. It's going to be out for a couple weeks, but it just, it certainly feels like there's a lot of energy for people to see real Star Wars again. Speaking of that, we might as well talk about not real Star Wars, which is the Rey movie. And,
Rey Skywalker.
Rey Skywalker. And we got some more information, Jeremy.
Okay.
When it was announced that Daisy Ridley was returning officially to play Rey by Kathleen Kennedy at Star Wars Celebration, the person right next to her is the person who's going to be directing that movie, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. And all we heard from the media, and including from Lucasfilm afterwards, was she's going to be the first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars movie. And that's amazing, despite the fact that her entire history as a filmmaker has really been about documentaries and activism, political activism, albeit 1 or 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. Other than that, that's all you need to become a Star Wars director for Disney Lucasfilm. But now we're getting to know a little bit more about Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. I showed you that clip where she said she loves making men feel uncomfortable. Well, even talking about it and promoting Star Wars, she couldn't help but make it a little bit about identity politics. Star Wars director Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy believes her film is, quote, part of a critical mass of women who've begun to move forward in places that were previously closed to them.
Oh my God.
Are you ready for the cringe, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Now, this actually got put out on April 26th, but it really started picking up speed yesterday on May the 4th. Let's listen.
My name is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, and I am directing the next Star Wars film. I'm excited about bringing Daisy Ridley back into the Star Wars galaxy and in telling her story. I'm excited to be immersed in the Jedi Academy, and I think there is so much excitement around the new Jedi Order.
Yeah, it's a shame that we couldn't have got that with, Luke fucking Skywalker. You know, the guy who was set up to do that. That movie that's in theaters that's doing really well right now, that it was all set up for him to do that after Return of the Jedi. No, you cucked him, but you're giving this rebuilding the Jedi Order task to Daisy Ridley's Rey.
Good Lord.
But here's where it's all about being a woman.
I've always kicked open doors that were previously closed. And I think my feeling is that there is a critical mass of women who have begun to move forward in places that were previously closed to them. I've been a filmmaker and a storyteller for the last 20 years. And a few years ago, I began to think about what I wanted to do. Miss Marvel was coming around, and I thought about a brown Muslim superhero and what impact she would have.
So there you go. That's the whole clip. This is the attitude and the person who's making the Rey movie, the Daisy Ridley movie. This is the perfect match with Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. And I can only imagine what levels of activism she'll eventually bring to this movie.
I'm dead inside, dude. I'm dead inside listening to this bullshit. Like, they just don't learn, man. They just don't learn. They're not going to learn. And this is Star Wars. This is Disney Star Wars. It doesn't matter if there's little good things here, good things there. This is the overarching theme of Disney Star Wars right here. They don't care, and they've not learned a damn thing. Fuck this woman and fuck this movie.
Yeah, she is an activist, like self-proclaimed. That's what she does. And she is an award-winning filmmaker, but her films have been documentaries about political and social activism. Now now she gets a couple episodes of Miss Marvel, and she has a fucking Star Wars movie.
Well,
that's crazy.
Star Wars isn't what it used to be, and it used to mean something when you got a Star Wars movie, which, you know, there were only the George Lucas versions with George having a couple of different creatives helping him carry out his vision. But like now, like what Disney Star Wars means, getting a Star Wars movie means that you're the right identity politics candidate. Essentially, that's all it means. So this is going to be a bad movie. Like, I can't see a scenario where this movie is actually going to be a success. What is the timeline on these films? Like, do we know which one's anticipated to be released first? Is it the Rey movie that's going to be released first?
2025.
This movie's fucked, dude. All right, this movie is fucked. It's going to be bad. And again, we're seeing wokeness is not gaining steam. It's only being exposed to more and more people. You know what I mean? It's only like, look at what happening with Marvel right now. Wokeness is not a good business model moving forward, and it's only going to get worse from here. So this movie is in big trouble.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Wow. We got a 50 from Buford T. Justice. Let me find it.
50 from Buford says, I don't get why people like Jedi Fallen Order / Survivor. It's more of Filoni soy wars. Watch a cutscene where Vader almost lost to a diversity hired Jedi. I'm tired of seeing Vader disrespected all the way back to Force Unleashed. I don't know anything about Survivor in terms of Vader's role in it. I know that one of my complaints about Fallen Order was that, yeah, Vader shows up and he does wreck shit. And you as Cal, you're not really fighting. You're running. You're fucking running away. Everyone's trying to escape, which is okay. I don't like that you have another Vader interaction where he doesn't just kill everyone, but at least they're showing that like people are scared of him. I don't know about what's happening in Survivor.
Yeah, I haven't played Survivor. Fallen Order, I think a lot of it, this is the gameplay mechanics of Fallen Order were good. You know what I mean? At its core, like it felt good, and it's a Respawn product, so they obviously did the gameplay aspect of it. But Filoni Star Wars is pretty damn popular. It just is. Like Clone Wars is popular. Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were popular. 3 wasn't because it's dog shit. Apparently, I haven't seen it. But it doesn't feel that much like Filoni Star Wars at the same time, in my opinion. So, but I think the gameplay mechanics is what makes people like Fallen Order. You know, and Cal Kestis.
I think Cal Kestis. I think people like Cal Kestis, and he is like, I mean, it doesn't take much, right? He's a male protagonist who cares about people and like always does the right thing. You know, it's like this very stereotypical fucking archetype of a hero. Somebody who went into hiding, was kind of forced to come out, and then decides to embrace becoming a Jedi and like saving people, blah, blah, blah. I have a my biggest problem with it, and I've talked about it probably this week already, is he's fucking running around with a lightsaber everywhere. And even in the Jedi Survivor kind of opening, couple hours, the intro to it, the Empire like knows him by name. Oh, the rogue Jedi Cal Kestis and blah, blah, blah. People will be really happy we caught you. All this shit. And it's like, that shouldn't be the way these stories are told. If you're going to do it, these people need to remain secret. Like for in 20 years, the galaxy forgot that there were Jedi. Now, if you want to think that that's believable or not, whatever. But they wouldn't have forgotten there were Jedi if you had like the Empire, if everyone in the fucking Empire knew that there's like this rogue Jedi running around even years and years and years into this shit, at least in my mind.
For people that played Survivor, are they liking it better than Fallen Order outside of the obviously the broken game aspect of it? Because we know they're having issues on that. But
I've heard good things about it in terms of like people yeah, it's glitchy, but in terms of the gameplay itself, people are enjoying it. They took the stuff that people really liked about Fallen Order and just really expanded it. So I don't know. Where are we? Let me scroll back up here.
I just need a Titanfall 3. Respawn Entertainment, give me Titanfall 3. And that's all I need. Give me Titanfall 3, or at least fix Titanfall 2, which I haven't tried it in a few months. I don't know even if it's fixed, there's probably nobody playing it, unfortunately.
Chris B for $2 as a TM fan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is that what that is? I'm used to it being mistreated. I'll get ready for Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I heard that.
Pilgrim Media for 2. Guardians 3 was garbage. Am I wrong? I don't think it was garbage.
Guardians 3?
I wouldn't say
that. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
No, I 100% disagree. 100%.
Pat's Trick for 5. Have you heard anything about the upcoming Borderlands movie? Other than that's happening? No.
I haven't heard any updates.
Phantom Feet, member for 3 months. Josiah, Madrid possible center for STD outbreak. That's the thing when people get Josiah's video about Amber Heard leaving Hollywood, they're gonna think she died.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to my good friend, one of my favorite content creators, Tim Pool. Last night on Timcast IRL, he absolutely annihilated a content creator that is constantly going after me and many others in this world. So big shout out to Tim Pool. I'm going to be talking about that tonight on Cobra Cast because holy shit, man. Tim just destroyed that clown. It was bad. It was really bad. So it was so funny too. People were telling me last night, they're like, oh, you got to check out Timcast. He had some lefty on and he destroyed him. It was crazy. And I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And I looked and I'm like, that's that dude who's always going after us. So yeah, it was
yeah,
bad.
Lance was on there.
Yep.
Not a great showing.
Yep.
There was the abortion. There was an abortion debate on there, which a lot of people may not fucking care one way or the other about that. But it was just so funny, the hypocrisy in that argument that Tim got him on. But Jay, the real McCoy for 10. If anyone lays with Amber, it'll be a hate lay. Maybe. Kyle for 2. The God of Hugs says, smash the melee button.
Smash the melee button. Let's get this. Are we over 1,000 likes?
Yes, we are.
We are over 1,000 likes. Thank you, 2,500 people here. This is the Geeks Gamers daily stream, Monday through Friday, every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're happy you guys are enjoying what we got going on here. And then we got Friday Night Tights in just a few hours over on Nerdrotic's channel. And I fully expect to see the 199 representing in the chat. We even got the 199 emojis over there for members over on Nerdrotic. So let's make it happen.
That's right. Cassius for 5. Coming in Catholic Foot Clan with General Nick Sandman. Smile at April O'Neil in most evil movie yet. Midlife Nerded for 199. Doesn't say anything. That's the first super chat on this channel. Thank you very much, Midlife Nerded. Harry Brownhole for 2. Return of the Jedi is an embarrassment for KK. Spotlighting Luke. Maybe. Eli Saul for 2. Good old shit Clown Wars 199. Yes. Chris B for 2. Twisted Metal. Okay, Twisted Metal. All right. I'm like, Yeah, I wouldn't have think Teenage Mutant would have just been the abbreviation, but that's all I could think of at the time. Thank you for the clarification.
Bashy says, Jeremy, need to invite Yellow Flash and Frank Gore every now and then here as a guest. Yeah, me and Ryan are going to work on having like some occasional guests on. And yeah, Flash
is always in the chat. I think he makes videos right around this time in the morning.
Yeah,
so I think he's got us on.
And I talked to Drinker the other day about getting him on here to make an appearance at some point. So we'll start having some guest appearances now that we've really got this show rolling and established. Definitely looking forward to that.
Taker for $5. The Legion of Memers definitely should not take a screenshot of G&G Daily and caption it Rocksteady and Bebop as humans for FNT. Should not. Wink. Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's Flash right there. There's Carolyn. What's up, Carolyn?
What's
good
up?
To see her. It was awesome meeting her, man. So
she's super pretty cool.
Yeah, she's super cool. All right, is that got us to the end, Ryan?
That's it.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
So another one in the books, another record-breaking stream for Geeks and Gamers Daily here on May 5th, 2023. I told you this would be the most viewed stream on May the 5th, 2023 for Geeks and Gamers Daily. And once again, we broke records. We are making things happen. That is our Marvel template now, our LeBron template, where we're just going to make shit up so we can break records every single day. And that's what we're all about here. So again, Friday Night Tights tonight. And then after that, I'm doing Cobra Cast over on my D-Day Cobra channel. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to talk about all this stuff with Tim Pool and the Surfs and how he destroyed that clown. And obviously, I'll be talking about the Matt Walsh stuff. And hopefully he'll respond to me again. He'll respond to my tweet that I just tweeted. We'll see what happens. But Friday Night Tights, the 199 representing as always. And we also do, like, if you go to Krista wanted me to promote this. I don't even have the link, but so we're still working with 221B, and me and Suresh are actually working on a few designs. But for the time being, we do still have our Teespring store, and you can go over there, and we do have new merch over there. Krista and Steph have been working on putting some new merch in the Teespring store. So if you're looking for some of those designs, some of those temporary designs, go over there and check that out. I'm sure some of the mods will have links, or it's in the description. It should be in the description right now. And they're going to be updating, and we're going to be staying on top of that. So it's only going to be limited time only for a lot of this stuff, unless it sells enough to justify keeping it. And then the last thing is go support Achromatic Chronicles Blue over on Indiegogo. Let's do a refresh. We're still at 93, right? We're still at 93.7. So can we get him to 94,000? Hopefully we can make that happen. You guys have a great day. Ryan, anything?
No.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
My writers are on strike. Sorry.
Hey, the gifted subscriptions are out of control here. We have had a total of 53 new members here. So 53 new members to the 199. Welcome to all of you. We appreciate you. Have a great day, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.